I hope you don't wait to give me roses. Please don't take too long to think that you should know me. Please, for real. Please don't wait too long to tell me I'm the shit, yo. See you flourish, looking salty, throwing fits, yo. Then you bury, getting lonely, wanna miss, yo. Get from around me, you clowny, you looking needy.
Welcome to another episode of Opinionated Facts. I'm your host, Drizzle. Today we got two special guests in the building. We got my man Jaron, the creator and the inventor of Wild Things, and my man Khalil, the owner and the creator of Gnarly Basement consignment store. How's it going, fellas?
Real good, solid.
So why don't you give the insight into how both of you all got started? We'll start with Jaron. How you got started in with the Wild Things brand.
I got started, I guess, ever since I was little. I really had a eye for like fashion, TRL. I used to watch that show a lot. Rap City, what else? 106 in Park, things like that. I was a basketball player, so when most kids were, watching highlight tapes and games, I would be watching music videos, a lot of music videos, MTV jams, seeing what they wear and trying to, represent that. And so I would say from there, I just fell in love with clothes and I would jot down little designs in my notebook in school. And in 2000, I believe like 2015, 2016, that's when, Wild Things came about. And you want me to go into the whole spiel? All right, okay.
Go into it.
So that's 2016, I think. I was overseas, and I went through like a really, really tough situation. Came back home and had to figure out what I was going to do outside of, basketball. Because when you hoop or when you play sports your whole life, you don't really know your identity after that. You think you're going to the NBA. Everybody wants to go to the NBA. And then when that doesn't happen, I went overseas, of course, for a little bit. But that was about 5 years. I did about 5 years overseas, and after that, like I said, I really didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew that I wanted to be around clothes and fashion and music, whatever that entailed. So I came up with the Wild Things, and I came up with the Bear. Bear represents life. You can see on my shirt right here. You see the scars. We go through things in life, but you gotta stitch yourself back up and remain king or queen of your world. That's basically what the Bear represents. And I feel like everybody goes through a situation in life where, they get tested. And you gotta either you're gonna fold or you're gonna, overcome that test. And I felt like I was really tested. And this was a way to cope with it, go into, an imaginary place. And that's what I really got the name Wild Things from, where the wild things are. That's one of my favorite books growing up, Mad Max. When he was little, he had his own imaginary place that he went through that he felt most loved.
Yeah.
And he created his own world, and that's really what I identified with when I was going through this. So, I tell everybody, like, what's the first thing you get when you're a kid, like a stuffed animal? Who's your first friends when you little, you make up your friends with your stuffed animals and stuff like that. So that's really where all this came from.
Okay.
So me now?
Yeah. Talk about the consignment store.
Okay, so for me, it's kind of real similar to what he got going on. Hoop my whole life, so basically got to that point where you ain't hooping no more, so what you gonna do. Helped him out a lot with the Wild Things stuff. He kind of brought me along, showed me a lot of stuff with my sis, Jazz. So I'm kind of a little bit younger than all of them, and they kind of just put me onto like the entrepreneurial game and just like having your own hustle and just kind of, making sure you always got stuff to offer. So out of that, I always just kind of wanted to find something that I can run and call it my own, and just but it has to be something I enjoy and I'm passionate about, you know. And I always enjoy fashion as well. Try to do my own little clothing line, but I'm terrible at designing. So I'll just come out, I'll design something, I look at it, I'll be like, man, this ain't it, bro. You gotta find something. But I always know what look good. So just basically, man, I just kind of got into the habit of just doing this garage selling stuff, and then just collecting a bunch of dope shit. My pops was a rapper in the 90s, so I kind of got into, I'm real hip on all the old rap bands and nostalgic music and stuff like that. Like I said, I always just been around a lot of old heads, so I always been kind of hip to the 90s and enjoyed the 90s and stuff like that. And so when I was looking for something to do, I was like, it'll be perfect. You know, I really enjoy doing it. And so just like the basic goal is just to, everybody love dope shit, so to have something for the 2019 hype beasts to come and grab, and something for the super vintage fan that loves just 80s rock tees or 80s rap tees, or who just want to come grab a Sega Dreamcast, or just anything, you know, anything that I feel like is dope or hard, I'm try to bring it in, try to put it in my store. So it's just part of being on the grind, being in Atlanta, man, linking up with, keeping good people in my circle. So it kind of pushed me to, gotta go get something going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Now, both of y'all brought up hooping.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta ask, like, who was
busting
the
his
best?
ass every single time.
This man got 50 to 60 pounds on me, and I still be punishing him.
That's a lie. That's all cap. That's all. That is all cap.
So y'all play one-on-one often? Or y'all
yeah, for sure. He's never won.
Bro,
He's never won. He's never
first
won.
of all,
He's
check
never
this out.
won.
He beat me at first. He was busting me at first, but then like the last 5 times we played, I beat him. Like
That's a lie.
It's the
not.
Last 5 times we played,
It's not cool. It's not cool to lie on camera, but it's all good.
Y'all ain't got no footage, can't nobody test.
We don't have. It's quick. It's quick. The game's quick.
So you get them out of there real
Yeah,
quick.
just
11-0.
Yeah, get him out of here. Nah, he's good though. He's real nice.
Okay.
He's real nice.
My boy's a bucket too. My boy's a bucket.
Now I seen recently that you've been having your clothes in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you end up doing that and making that connection, get your merchandise overseas?
My girl Mariana, she hooked me up with. Actually, she's one of the business partners as well. She reached out to me. Shout out to Stevie. Stevie, he knows who he is. He put me on with her. She actually hit Stevie up and asked him for my info and asked him did I want to expand, and I was like, of course, you know. So that was about 6 or 7 months ago, and we connected on IG.
Yeah.
And from that moment, from 7 months ago, she's been like going crazy. Along with my other business partner, Jazz Flash. She's sitting over there. She didn't want to be on the camera today.
Yo, Jazz Flash.
Yeah, she reached out to me. We FaceTime with people over there. We got on Skype. 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, just talking. I know not a lick of Japanese, so and she's fairly good at it. But we had like people translate for us. She hired some people to translate like the contracts and things like that, and she just made it happen. And you know, I just provided her with the clothing, and she made that happen. And it was like a 4-month process.
Yeah.
4-month process, man, from trying to get it. That was my first time being in store, so I had no clue what I was doing. And I just went at it, got like distributors, and it cost a little bit of money. And the first time, the manufacturing company, they did all my like 20 shirts wrong. So that backed it up for a month.
Yeah.
And I had to repay for them and got them back, and they were good to go. And we got in, when was that? September, I think? Yeah, September or October. We got in stores over there. But that transition was tough, but I'm very proud of that moment, and she helped me out a lot. So that's what happened.
Okay, now you say that's your first time ever being in the store. Have you attempted to get into other stores stateside and it just never panned out?
I reached out to multiple, sources about stores, but Tokyo was just like the first one that was really. I've been in. I can't say that. I've been in double XL magazine. I've been in Complex, so I really can't say that's the first. And shout out to Oneness because we were in talks with some things. Hopefully that happens soon. But I would love to be in Oneness back home. That's a really big store, and it's nice. That boutique's real nice. They located in Louisville and in Lexington, and that's just somewhere you want to be when you coming out of Kentucky. You know what I mean? But I'm also gonna hit up. We got some heat on the way. Jazz, am I allowed to say it? Okay, I can't speak on it. All right. Once that comes in, we hope to not hope. We're gonna get in a couple stores in Atlanta.
Okay. Now, who were some of your, I guess, early inspirations as far as like when you think about your clothing brand?
Man, Bape, OG Bape. I never could afford it, so you kind of when you can't afford something in your head. You like, man, I gotta create that.
Yeah.
So what I used to do in school, I used to cut up clothes because you gotta make fits last, and you put them. If you could take one shirt and style it 30 different ways, you fly to me.
Yeah.
Gucci and all that don't make you fly. So I looked up to like Pharrell, Kanye, OG Bow Wow, Jersey's Fab. Carl Canal, Fubu, Sean John. You wanted to have the denim two-piece, suit.
Yeah.
I remember my mom got me a denim jacket and pants, and it was off-brand. It was from Sirius, and I went to the skating ring, and everybody like got on my ass.
Let you have it.
Yeah, they got on my ass. So from that day, I was just like, man, I gotta have the shiny stuff, Mom. So my mom's and plus my mom was always in retail. She's a manager for Dillard, so I used to always be in there with clothes and shoes, and that really inspired me as well. So I gotta say my first inspiration was my mom, because my mom's fly. She gets fly. So that's really who taught me how to dress and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you like officially collabed with any other designers or clothing brands?
No. I'm working on something right now. I'm working on a collab with a couple of people. And I can't speak about it, but I haven't collabed with anybody right now. I would love to though. Like anybody want to collab, reach out to me. My whole goal is to inspire, and my whole goal is to not, because sometimes like when you come into this game, like when you asking a whole bunch of questions, and I asked a lot of people at first. Like I asked a lot of people to help me out. And they really wasn't vibing with it. So what I did was I took matters into my own hands, and what I'm saying is, like, on the collab tip, like, I'm willing to collab with anybody that has dope shit. If you don't, then I'm probably not gonna collab with you. You know what I mean? But you gotta come with some crazy ideas, because most people hit you up and they be like, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? Or let's collab on something, but it has to make sense. It's gotta be the story behind the collab. You know what I mean? So like, I would love to collab. Hit me up. That's something that I want to do. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah, I think it's good for people to, especially not just like on like a local standpoint, but just always look at like music and clothing and I mean, even like people who are like, just the homemade chefs and stuff like that. I feel like it's kind of like an ecosystem. Yeah. Like you gotta like put in to get out. You know what I'm saying, to get something out of it. Sure. And don't be afraid to share information, share knowledge, and work together, because it's only gonna help in the grand scheme of things.
And that's been the most, I guess, thing that's bothered me the most is people want to hold on to information when like you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, I know everything ain't free and everything comes at it comes at a cost.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to me and you, or it comes to my homie Khalil, like I'm never gonna hold nothing from him just because I don't want to see him hit those blocks like I hit him. You know what I mean? And that's important for what you just said. Like everybody needs to help everybody. You know what I mean? And it's grabbing a bucket mentality is suffocating.
Yeah.
You know, it's killing us. So in a way of, I've seen the world. I've been blessed. You know, with my ability to play basketball, I've seen the world, and I understand that. Man, it's a lot of money out here.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
I hope you don't wait to give me roses. Please don't take too long to think that you should know me. Please, for real. Please don't wait too long to tell me I'm the shit, yo. See you flourish, looking salty, throwing fish, yo. Then you bury, getting lonely, wanna miss, yo. Get from around me, you clowny, you looking needy, yo. I hope you don't wait to give me roses.